All right, this question is for a student who asked about solving this system of equations. So that's what we're going to do. But before I continue, I'm going to change these into fractions that hopefully will be a little bit more noticeable. All right, so there we go. It's the same equations, just again, hopefully those fractions are a little bit more noticeable. Now in this particular problem, it wanted us to use the substitution method. So I'm going to write out one of the equations here first. So notice I've just written the top equation, but now this y right here, I'm going to replace with what this y is, and that's 10/3 x minus 44. So I'm going to replace this y. So now that I've replaced that y, some of you guys may notice that, and I apologize, looks like I forgot this x there, but some of you guys may notice that all I have now are x variables. So I need to solve for that x value, and I can get rid of the fractions right away by finding common denominators everywhere. However, that may be slightly painful just because of the 44 and 11 would then become a little bit large, but we can still do it. All right, so let's say that we wanted common denominators, so that's 44 over 1, that's 11 over 1. What we'd want to do here is multiply all the terms to get a common denominator of 12. This 1 by 4, here by 12, the 4 by 3, so the 5 by 3 as well, and the 1 by 12. This will give us common denominators. Let's see what that looks like. Alright, so after multiplying everything, just scaling it up so that we have common denominators of 12, this is what we have. And if I wanted to get rid of the denominators now, which I do want to do, then I would have this. So again, I've just gotten rid of the denominators, and all I have left are the numerators. And from here, we're just going to solve this like we would a normal equation. So I'll add 15x right here. So I add 15x here as well. And then I will also add 528 here, which means I'll also add 528 right here. And that gives me 55x equals 660. And finally, I'll divide both sides by 55. And that'll tell me my value of x. And x is 12 right here. So in my solution, which I'll put right here, I know that my x is 12. Now we will check this, but for now this will do. And finally, in order to find the y value, we just need to choose one of these two equations to work with to solve for the y. It's not going to be easier in either one unless maybe you hate negatives. They still got fractions, which will reduce anyway. So let's go ahead and choose that bottom one, which is just randomly. So that is y equals 10/3 times 12 minus 44. And 10/3 times 12 is 40. And finally, if we combine those two, 40 minus 44 is a negative 4. So that's our final part of the answer. So this is what we think it is right there. And what we're going to do next is just replace the x and the y in both equations in order to make sure that they are true statements. Alright, and this is what I have. So negative 5/4 times 12 gives us negative 4 equals negative 15 plus 11. And finally, combining those two gives us a negative 4 does equal negative 4. This is true. So we'll check the next one. 10/3 times 12 does give us 40 minus 44. This needs to equal this negative 4 here, and it does. Negative 4 does equal negative 4, so we checked off both equations to make sure that the answer actually is this 12 negative 4. Now the process is long, so you guys need to be able to stick with it, all right? Sometimes your answers are going to be fractions, and to check your work using those fractions may be difficult, which is why I recommend having a calculator handy to check your work there, okay?